What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've filmed anything. I apologize. The end of the year is just kind of crazy. Busy at work, busy with the family events, things of that nature. I actually wanted to do more detailing videos, and I have a couple in the pipeline to film, but the weather has been atrocious. It's all excuses, yada yada. So I feel like I had to film something, and there's obviously one topic that I kind of want to keep off my channel because it's very controversial. But given that we are in the month of November and the year is 2024, I want to talk about it. Now, I want to preface this. I am not going to sit here and I don't want to turn this into a video where you're coming in here expecting one thing and expecting to get attacked or something. I want to do a video that's, in my opinion, going to be very much neutral. I'm going to talk from my heart. I'm not judging. I just want to say what I feel, and I don't want this to turn into some kind of negative video, okay? But politics is not going to be something I want to talk about on my channel. There are just some topics that I feel are off limits for me. I am not a political advisor. I just feel like there's so much of this out there right now, and we've had so much negativity from this that I just want to say a few things, not make this a super crazy long video, and get it off my chest and be done with it, okay? Politics, religion, race. There's so many topics nowadays that I feel like they're just in our face, and all anything ever does is divide us. And I feel like as soon as we start getting traction as a people, as a country, it's just like we get here and it's like you're at the 1 yard line and everybody could start finding commonality and finding like we're Americans, we're here together, we can love each other and have differences. As soon as we get to that point, people on both sides, and I want to totally let you know, the far right, the far left, we have some wackadoos that just will never want to see us find this. It's all this. Or if their, beliefs got in the way, we'd have to step back even further. And why? Why can't we somehow find a goddamn common ground? Anyway, mental health, when it comes to things like this, and it definitely ties to social media. So, this is going to be one of these videos where I'm going to talk about two topics at once. But the election has been so crazy against mental health that I feel like it's really, the last couple of years, it's not even just like, the boiling point was the actual election, right? We know the results, you know the results. I'm not going to talk about it. This isn't one of those videos, right? But I feel like everything that led up to it and now going forward, it's done, right? At what point are we going to sit here and try to find a way to get over this and be together, right? We just had 8 years before with Barack Obama. We had 8 years of the first black president, and he did what he did. He did his job. He was 8 years. That was our president. That was my president. We had 8 years of him. Then we had 4 years of Donald Trump. We had 4 years of Joe Biden, and we're going to have 4 more years of Donald Trump. And then Trump's gone, and we're going to have 4 years of whoever comes in from whatever party. And I'm hoping it's all fresh people, young people, new perspectives, and we can continue growing as a country, as Americans, and as a people, right? But at what point do we just find out, be able to have conversation? I feel like all the videos I watch, it's just screaming and yelling, and it's like, this is my point of view, and they pretend to listen, but it's just attack after attack and hate and hate and hate. It's to the point now where, and this is where the second part of the video comes, I almost wish that we just dropped a grenade on social media for 6 months. I feel like everybody needs to take a step back. Social media is toxic. You remember back in the day when and fake book, was a thing where people just posted pictures of their food, and I used to make fun of those people. But I wish we could go back to that. It was more wholesome. Social media was supposed to be to socialize. It was supposed to be to add another layer. We have in person and we had the virtual socialization. But I feel like ever since social media, we're further apart socially than we've ever been. I feel like there's people on, again, both sides that are turning it into such a negative thing that, like people like me, I don't even want to go on social media half the time now because it's turning into such a shit show. And, I'm not going to lie, I did partake in a lot of things, but it's only because, and I let it get the best of me. And this is why I'm coming to you wholeheartedly. Like, I admit that I screwed up, right? I sat here and I would watch people's posts, and it just instilled such anger in me watching people post the negative things, and like I got looped into it because of like my views, not like who I liked or whatever, like not who I am, but like, oh, you voted for this person, or you're on the left, or you're on the right, you're a bad person. What the hell? How does that make you a bad person? I don't want to see anybody hurt. I don't want to see anybody hungry. I don't want to see anybody in pain or struggling. I want to see everybody on the up. So, like, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a racist. I'm not against gay marriage. I'm not against abortions. I'm not against any, like, what the hell? Like, you're grouping all of these people into these categories because you think some far right or far left person's thoughts is the whole group, and it's not. My sister-in-law, she is the furthest thing from politically aligned with me, but I care about her. I've got tons of friends and family, and I do not see us aligning on the same thought, but that's the beauty of it, right? We're never gonna agree on everything, but you can still love and respect that person, if that makes sense. But again, go back to social media, because this topic's all over the place. What if we just got rid of it? Started fresh. What if we did that? What is it? What good is social media at this point? It's all fact-checking, blurred images, accounts demonetized. You can't talk about this. You can't talk about that. You can't say this word. Everybody's offended by everything, so nobody could post anything. It's like everybody's trying to find a way to dox people. They're posting people's private information to get them fired if you don't align with a certain viewpoint or you say something negative. And I get it. There are people that deserve a lot of these bad things. Say there are people and they're spewing hate and negativity or racism or any of that. If you do that stuff, it's on you, bro. You made that decision. That's the line in the sand. You jumped over it. That's fine. You're going to get what you get. But there's a lot of people, and it's like I feel like they're teetering on the line. And where are we? Where are we as a people that this is what's happening? And I don't even know what to title this video. Obviously, it's about the election, and it's about politics, it's about social media, but it's like, where do we go? Where do we go? What do we do? What do we do? I feel like every time we get close to talking, it takes 10 steps back. Why can't we figure out how to be one another? Why can't we be brother and sister? Why can't we love each other? Why can't you, at whatever level you are in life, why can't you look at somebody below you and offer a helping hand up? And why can't people above us do the same? Why can't we be here and be able to have a conversation with the person above us and say, hey, teach me? Why can't we all want to help each other as a people? I don't understand. There's so much jealousy, so much hate, so much everything. What is it? What's the problem? What's the core problem? Is it really like the mental health? Is it jealousy? Is it the media? Like, I know the media is terrible. I don't even watch news. I haven't watched news since my mom was still alive, a long time ago, years, over a decade. You know what I mean? Like, I can't watch it. It's all negative. I get it. You have to be informed, but it's all negative all the time. This person passed away. This person was robbed. This person was shot. There's a hate crime here, incited here, and riots and fires and burning and the weather and the global warming and everything's falling apart. The world's going to end. This disease and the pandemics and people dying. It's never anything good. There's no like happy news network, And I know you have to be a realist and you have to sit there and subscribe to reality and you have to know about the bad, but can we not have more good infused in the day? Can we not sit there and talk nice about some things There's got to be a balance. Where's the balance, man? This video is going to sound like the biggest piece of shit. I'm going to look like a moron. There's going to be somebody that says something. I don't even give a damn anymore. I just wanted to get it off my chest. I'm just so upset by it. It's like, I remember when you can get on Instagram and you just post something and the engagement was different. I got to talk to people and I felt like communication was better. The world is just on a decline. Does that make sense? I feel like the other part of social media too is that we're just like downgrading as a society. Everybody wants to be inside. Nobody wants to have the face-to-face interactions anymore. I'm a very social person, even in business, in my business. So it's like I talk to these people on the phone. I like to talk. I would love to just see people face-to-face only. That's the way. But now everybody's pushing for remote jobs, work from home. Don't travel. Don't see anybody in pixels in front of our faces and webcams and, oh, send me an email. I'll get back to it when I get a chance. There's no communication. And then the communication we do have is filtered by who knows, who's running it, who's filtering it, what group controls what we say and how we say it and what we can say and when we can say it. It's like, we're not social. We're not. We're swirling in the shitter right now. You can't have freedom of speech because now they're saying there's misinformation, disinformation, and then the bad speech isn't actually taken out. They leave it there. They conveniently leave it there. I've had a video of a burnout that I posted get kicked off TikTok, but I've seen nudity, pure sex on TikTok. I've seen people threatening someone's life. I've seen violence and gore on TikTok, but a burnout video of a car doing burnout, smoke coming from the tires, that gets removed immediately. The algorithms are just shot. The other problem, I feel like I grew up in one of the last generations that actually had common sense. You know, words had consequences, but in a different way. When I grew up, if you said the wrong thing, you had to back up what you said. You had to handle business right then and there. And we all said stupid stuff. You said something about someone's mother, you're getting whooped. You're done, you know? But you learned from that. Unless you had a real big crazy mouth and then you just didn't learn, you know, and you acted all wild and silly, but you know, you still got your ass whooped after that, you know? It was a different world. We went out, we played more, we were interacting with people, we were actually social. It's social media comes along and then it's done. And then, you know what's funny? Just to add and make this video even longer and unnecessary, but I never gave a damn about politics. I feel like until the Barack Obama election. I never cared. So I sat there and I was playing video games when he won. I remember it, right? And I didn't really care as much then on the first term, but I feel like they made it in our face because he was a black man, and it shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter. Are you qualified to do the job? Yes. Are you a good speaker? Yes. Do you have good thoughts? And you know, he was a well-spoken man. You know, whether or not we're going to agree on what he did was great or good or bad, or if there was a lot of racial tension more in the country after he was president and why that is. You know, there's a million different videos you can talk to and go to all those analyst channels and figure out all that stuff. But, you know, I feel like after that election, then we got politics thrown in our face. I don't remember ever giving a shit. I think the only time I ever looked at elections or politics in general was when Bill Clinton got a beige in the White House. I think that was like the only time I ever sat there and I was like, damn, politics. Like, I never knew. Maybe it was just like as the age gaps come and you know, it started to hit me at a certain thing. Now it's like all you talk about is politics. I feel like humans are supposed to be social. We're supposed to be a social group. And I feel like the more time progresses, the less social we're going to get. And I feel like that's going to really be the downfall of society. I really do. There's so much AI and there's people selling virtual land and people have virtual characters and pixels and there's screen sharing and video chatting and nobody's touching and there's not physical touch. There's no connection. And you pair that with the politics and the media and the divide, I'm really worried. And I feel like that's a huge reason that mental health problems are on the rise, and again on both sides. It's people are, there's tinfoil hat wearing mofos on the right side. And then there's people on the left that think that every single thing is made to just end them. And it's like, there's no common ground anymore. And I feel like no matter what video anybody posts is not going to be, but I feel like just take this for what it is. I love you regardless of who you voted for, regardless of what you believe in. I just won't love you if your beliefs are centered around the fact that someone is bad because of what they believe in. Beliefs and ideas versus actions are where we need to start focusing on. We need to judge people based on their character and their actions and what they're doing. A lot of people could talk. I know a lot of people that post these stupid, insightful things, and in person, they're really, really nice people. But I don't know why they post it. I don't know if they're trying to look at like they're tough or in the know, or they're trying to do inflammatory posts because they want the attention. I don't know what it is, but in person, they're not the same person. So that's why social media is so faux. Like you can be this one view and nobody knows who you really are. You're just fake news network. But anyway, regardless of who you voted for, regardless of what you believe in, just know that America is America. This country is really, honestly, a great country. It's got flaws. It's got tons of flaws. Every country's got flaws. I don't know of any country that's perfect. I don't know of any people that are perfect. People make mistakes. We're not going to grow unless we start learning from the mistakes and find a way to talk to each other. And I feel like every time we get close to talking to each other and people are able to have conversations and again, just sit and listen, like talk and listen to each other, right? As soon as we get to that point where we can actually get there, there's a big nuke right in the middle and everybody just stops talking, and then it just cuts off all lines of communication. They just want everybody to sit home and stare like you're staring right now at the screen watching this bullshit video. Anyway, I love you guys. I pray for you. I pray for your family. I pray for my own family, and I hope you pray for my family like I pray for your family. I want everybody to do well. I want us all to level up. I want us all to win. I want everybody to be happy, healthy, and humble. I don't just say this. I don't care about views and how people perceive my character. I know my character. I know I'm a good person. And I know I don't wish bad on anybody. And I'm not sitting here trying to spew the negativity. I'm just sitting in my garage making some videos, hoping that it touches somebody and that, you know, we're all able to get through this short life together and happy. Okay? But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you're an OCD, OG, I truly appreciate you. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you didn't have a really bad election night. And if you did, I'm sorry. But again, you know, I'm not here to judge why that is or, you know, you as a person. So I want to let you know I care about you and it's going to be okay. Talk to people and start learning that you might have a lot more in common with some people than you think. But there's always going to be the far right and the far left. And if we get rid of those people conversation-wise and we start ignoring them, don't hurt them, ignore them. Stop giving them the platforms and stop letting them get under your skin, and start finding people here to talk to and find out how to bridge the gaps and get the distance between you less. Let's figure it out. Whatever. It is what it is. Selection was wild. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.